AMD Branch 1 here, preparing for the 2015 edition of Arnold Classic. People ask me a lot of times, are some preps more difficult than others? Or some preps in the past stand out more than others? And, definitely. And I think one of the toughest preps I ever had was when I was preparing for the 2012 Arnold Classic. I had suffered a devastating quad tear about 4 or 5 weeks prior to the Olympia in 2011. So I had about 6.5 months to, once I had surgery and I reconnected and had to rehabilitate myself and train for the show. And that was by far, that one stands out as probably the most difficult. I had to reach down deep inside myself and really go hard. I've never done before to come back to that. Unfortunately, I was able to secure my second Arnold Classic victory, but that was definitely challenging. The one thing about when you go through something like that and you do it successfully is the amount of self-confidence you gain is tremendous. Knowing that you can suffer like most people would in their career, and you're able to overcome it, triumph, and come back as good as you were before. So that was definitely one of the most difficult preps I've ever had. And I think this year, after not having a very disappointing year last year, I ended on a good note with a victory at Europa and top 6 at Olympia, but still not where I wanted to be. And sometimes you give 100%. 100% is not enough. I see it all the time. Guys that give everything they have, and it's not enough. That was me. I gave everything I had for Olympia, and I was pretty happy with my conditioning, but it wasn't enough. So the off season, I doubled down. I started prepping for this show. I had to go places I've never gone before. Sometimes you got to get more, find a way to get more than what you ever given before. Do more than you ever done before to get something you haven't done before. That's what I've done for this show, man. In the past almost 4 months of my life, I considered training for this show, man. It's hard to do when you have a family and a business, so many other responsibilities, but you got to remember what got you here. Go back to the basics, When I was a young kid coming to this gym, I went to bed at night thinking about winning my contest. I wake up in the morning thinking about it. I dream about it at night. That's what I did all day long, was focus on it. I had to go back to that. After all I thought about was getting this Arnold Classic, getting myself, get on back on top. So I've given more than I've probably ever given for this show. More focused, more dedicated, train harder, and we'll find out in 2 weeks. My best advice I give to young guys, all the time I get questions, emails. I go to seminars and contests. These young guys that tell me they want to be where I'm at, enjoy the same success I've had. And I encourage them to do it, but I also tell them to be smart. There's only maybe 6 or 10 guys in our sport that do really well at this. And if you're not top 10 Olympia, then you're not going to have a very good paycheck at the end of the day, most likely. So. If you're doing it for money, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. You do it because you love the sport. You love pushing yourself. And you love building your physique and improving your physique. I thought those are the right reasons to do it. My best advice to people is get an education. Get an education, get a good job. Start your own business. Have something to fall back on. And then when you're not relying on bodybuilding to pay your bills, it's a little more fun that way. So I know a lot of pros that all they have is a endorsement contract and contest winnings, and if they have a bad year, it's a stressful thing. So if you're smart, manage your life and your career correctly, then it's fine, man. I love what I do, man. I love every day what I do. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I'm living my dream, but I got there the right way. I've always worked for myself, and I got education, and no matter what happens, it doesn't change the way I live.
name is Sheila Brown. Hello, Muscular Development. I'm here with Branch Warren. We're Arnold bound. We leave in a few weeks, and I'm so proud of him. I'm trying to remember back when we first started together, which is like maybe 2009. And I've always wanted to work with him, but he's so independent. And for him to hire me and to take me on and to see him just evolve. I mean, one year he got Best Posing Award. I'm like, oh my gosh, he was at the Arnold. So that's a big step for him because he's usually quiet and introvert. And then for him to step out of that box and to hire me and to actually win an award for Best Posing, which was not his metal suit, it's amazing. And so I'm just so proud of him, of what he's become, and how he's let no one stop him. He's beat all the odds. What I'm very excited about is he always stands with the front of my bicep with his feet even. So I've been trying to push him to stand with the leg out to kind of create an illusion of a smaller waist so it looks incredible. He finally decided to do it this year. So we've got a couple of changes. Help from Neil, who works with Flex Lewis as far as the posing. His quarter turns, we've kind of tweaked that even better. His quarter turns, his side poses are phenomenal. So look forward to some new stuff, some new music, some new posing tricks, all that in the name of Branch.